I have updated my playlists to help you find what you're looking for, anything from controversial topics that are relevant to Christian geeks, interviews with creators like author Brent Weeks and The Chosen's Dallas Jenkins, growing in faith as a geek, tabletop gaming, comic books, video games, movies, and TV shows, or you can just get to know me a little bit better. There is a playlist for you with more content being added to them all the time, so I hope you'll take a look and enjoy what you find. Thanks. christiangeekcentral.com. All right. Good morning. Do I have this? Let's see. I think that'll be good. Day 2 of Solo Tabletop Game Fest here at Christian Geek Central. I'm Paeter from Spirit Blade Productions, if you've not seen any of my content before. And this week I am kind of intermittently streaming during a lot of the daytime hours, at least for those that are in the US, playing some of my all-time favorite tabletop board and card games, all usually this week with either a fantasy theme or a dungeon crawl theme or something like that. It's also a very experimental week. I am playing games with rules that I've added or changed or that I break, both on purpose and on accident, because I'm not good at multitasking. And this is one of the first times that, well, this week is the first time that I've ever tried to stream board game play sessions. I've recorded some before, but streaming them adds just even one more layer that my brain is like, okay, I don't know if I can think about the game and making good tactical decisions and remembering all the rules while also trying to keep the cards in the right place so that you guys can see them, and thinking about all the other things in the back of my head that I have to in order to keep a stream functioning properly. So what you probably have seen if you've watched some of this already this week, and what you will see today and the rest of this week, is me mostly just kind of having fun with the theme, not really worrying about breaking the rules. So please don't look at these videos and this live stream series this week as a way to see how the games should properly be played, either according to the rules or, in any other sense. I'm just embracing the theme this week, and that's one thing that's really cool about solo play. It does have its disadvantages, but when you're playing by yourself, at the end of the day, it's a toy box that you have, and it's your toys, and you can do what you want with them. And so this is a particular toy box that I've had for a long time. This is Doom, the board game, not the 2016 version of the game, but this is the version that was released in 2004 by Fantasy Flight Games. It's long been out of print, very rare and hard to find. It's going to be a very expensive one if you try to get it used. There are better games of this type, I imagine, that have been made since then, but I have still, either with players or solo, certainly not solo, not made my way through the entire campaign of this game. And that's always because there was something else that was just a little bit newer, a little bit shinier. But after playing Hero Quest in my youth, in junior high, high school, and on into college and stuff, this was the first board game that I purchased that was kind of like a dungeon crawl, that had these persistent elements of character growth over time. And I'm not particularly a fan of the video game that it's based on, but I like the theme. I like sci-fi and monsters or interdimensional creatures. In this case, I mean, I'm not really familiar enough with the Doom lore to know for sure. I think I have learned that these are actually supposed to be demons in the biblical or spiritual sense. I always kind of took them to be creatures that were just called demons, nicknamed demons, but they're actually interdimensional beings. But demons, I believe, and angels are interdimensional beings, actually, not like these nonsensical magical beings like fairies and stuff. They have a real logic and to them and to their existence and how they exist in relationship to our understanding of reality. So anyway, what's kind of funny is, in the years after buying this game, let's see, this would have come out in 2004. And I released in 2006, I released the first part of the Spirit Blade audio drama trilogy, and I'm just coming back to this now, I even built my two Marine characters that are going to be going through this quest or mission or whatever the crap you call it, I kind of built them with two characters from Spirit Blade in mind. I've got one character here that would represent Ran, and it's these skills here that differentiate them. So he has the medic skill. You don't normally get that, but he can choose to use a heal order, which is something that I believe can help him or an ally. I've got a rules reference thing. It's been a long time since I played this game, so it's not the best, again, not the best way to learn how to play this game is from my playthrough. And then he's also got Scout, so that's going to allow him to move more spaces during his turn, and also to dodge enemies more often, more frequently. So he's about healing, not really being in combat, but healing and checking things out. And then Prepared, when you receive the 3 cancel tokens at the start of the game, you may discard a cancel token whenever the invader player plays an event card in order to cancel. Is that really what I meant to give him? Let's see here. Is this the skill that I really want to give him? In order to cancel the effects of that card, you do not get used to cancel. No, I don't think I want this. Let's dig out. Let's find a different card for this. So we'll come back to that in a second. That might have been placed there by mistake. But then, so that's Ran. If you're familiar with the Spirit Blade trilogy, he's more the technical guy. Tends to be doesn't really get into combat unless he really needs to. But Vincent, on the other hand, is absolutely the rough and tumble kind of combat guy. And this really fits in thematically with a lot of the Spirit Blade trilogy, with these guys in a cyberpunk or futuristic world, and they're fighting these demons, these interdimensional demons, and they're able to move into the spirit world and fight them on their own home turf. But in this game, the demons are kind of coming to humans' home turf, and so it's just a little bit of a reversal. But there's a lot of interesting things in common with this. I could almost make my own adventures, my own quests that were like themed around the Spirit Blade universe in some way, but nobody has this game anymore. Those would just purely be for me and my friends, I guess. So anyway, Vincent has a front guard. When you choose to advance, you may attack twice instead of once. So he's very aggressive in that way. And then Tough, you start the game with 1 extra armor token. When you respawn, because you do die and come back a lot in this game, as you do in the Doom video game, when you respawn, you gain this armor token back. Because you normally only start with 2 armor tokens. And let's see here. Survival Ops. You start the game with 3 extra wounds. When you respawn, you gain these wounds back. So he just has some extra health there as well. And so these little equipment bins here, we've got these turn order tokens, so I can keep track. I can remember. It's especially helpful in a solo game, I think. Which of my characters has gone and which still has yet to go. You've got your armor tokens. Although this game is the precursor to First Edition Descent. If you're familiar with First Edition Descent, you might start noticing some similarities in the rules. This is the skeleton of rules that First Edition Descent was based on. They definitely changed some things, but this is the core mechanics are here. But anyway, one thing that's different about this game compared to Descent is the armor rating is not what you subtract from the damage that comes into you, the hits that come into you. It is, this is the number of hits that an enemy must get on you in order to do 1 point of damage. So for every 3 hits, in the case of Vincent here, he's going to lose 1 health. And in the case of Ran, for every 2 hits that he gets from an enemy, he will lose 1 health. And so it's a little bit different in this game. And then you have these ammo tokens here. These always look like NES consoles to me a little bit. But this is a box of shells, and there are 3 different types of ammo in the game. That's the most common type. But they start out with a little bit of ammo. They'll be picking up ammo along the way. There are both... let's see. Are there any house... Well, I mean, I'm definitely house ruling in the sense that I'm doing this solo, and there are no solo rules for it. But I'm also incorporating some rules that came with the expansion for this game, the expansion set. Even though I'm not playing an expansion set quest, I'm going to be incorporating monsters from the expansion set and also some rules that were optional rules. I think they kind of recognized in some ways that the game was a bit broken, and so with the expansion they added in these rules that were like suggested changes, but maybe a player could argue that these are actually fixes. But I really like that they make them suggested, because they allow you to really tailor the difficulty and the experience in a number of ways to your liking. And I think as solo gamers and cooperative gamers, we should totally feel free to do that anytime you want, as long as everyone at the table, and if it's just you, then that's much easier, is okay with the changes that you're making. But anyway, yeah, so I like a lot of their rule suggestions. These are some printed out player aids that I am using, because the player aids that came with the game really were poor. They didn't include the name of the monsters and a number of other details, the name of the weapons. And so you'd see these symbols, and you're just like, what is this thing called again? What is this weapon I'm looking for? And so there's just a lot of kind of things that seem to be missing. I actually had to write in myself these silver numbers here with the silver Sharpie. Those are the points, if you're playing in campaign mode, that each enemy is worth. You get a certain number of kill points. I'm going to be tallying that right here. And using those skill points, you can do certain things to upgrade your character, or to, let's see, what are some of my options here? Where did I put those? No, they're in one of these rule books. Oh, I'll bet they're right here. Yeah, here we go. So you can do things like heal your base wounds. Let's see, can I only do these in between quests? Let's find out. So it says Marines can level up. Each Marine must keep track of his total number of kill points on a sheet of paper. Kill points are awarded to the Marine that deals the killing blow to an invader. All the enemies are called invaders. Zombies, imps, and trites are worth 1 kill point. Mancubi, Hell Knights, demons, and archviles are worth 2 points, and cyber demons are worth 4 kill points. Okay, between scenarios, and only between scenarios, Marines can spend their kill points on the following benefits. Okay, so here we go. You can heal 1 wound up to your base wounds, your maximum wounds. Gain 1 shell/bullets ammo with a limit of 3, it looks like, that you can... Oh, the limit that you can gain. Let's see. The ammo limitations include any ammo your Marine has left over from the previous scenario. Thus, the Marine already has 2 shells, bullets, ammo, so you can only buy 1 more. I'm not sure if that's just a restriction on the amount that you can buy in between quests, or the amount that you can hold, period. I'm going to assume that I can hold just as much stinking ammo as I want, and that's how I'm going to play. Let's see here. What else? I can gain 1 rocket/grenades ammo. That's cool. Gain 1 energy cell ammo. Increase your base wounds by 1. That costs 25 kill points. Increase your base armor by 1. That's 60. And gain 1 random Marine card, which I will not make it random. It'll be exactly what I want it to be, because that's how I want to play. Speaking of which, let's pick out that other that other skill for the Marine here. What I tried to do, this game is not designed to be played solo. It's designed to be played with one, very, very much like a tabletop role-playing game. You've got your enemy player, the game master, if you will. In this game, it's called the Invader player. In Descent, it's called the Overlord. In HeroQuest, it's Zargon. You've got the enemy player who's controlling all the enemies, and they have the map. That's going to show all the secret things that are coming. And normally, when you play this game, let's see, let me show you the map here. Normally, when you play this game, you set up rooms as you discover them, as you play through the game. And so the players don't even have an idea of what the layout of the map is going to be until they start moving into different rooms. Now, in Descent First Edition, they had you set up, I believe, the entire board, but they left things empty. They left all the rooms empty until you opened up a door to move into that room. And so I've kind of incorporated that here, because it does cut down, although it speeds up setup to actually get the game started, to not have the map set up, at least when you start the game, bogs down play a little bit. And so I prefer to do it this way. It also makes the most sense from a solo perspective, because I'm the Invader player, so I am going to be able to look at this map anytime I want. So when I'm trying to solo a game like this, which I think there's another HeroQuest I'm playing this week as well, where one player normally has secret information, then you have to just kind of say, okay, I'm just not going to have the secret information. I'm going to have to look for challenge if that's what I want. Typically, I'm not playing these games for challenge. I'm playing for theme and for the kind of the story that emerges through my gameplay choices. But you have to look for your fun somewhere else, and so. Where I can, I'm trying not to look at information too much. I'm trying to segment my mind a bit. I know you can't really do this successfully, but to some degree, I'm trying to segment my mind so that on my hero player turn, my marine turns, I'm just thinking from their perspective, what can I do for them to help them succeed as much as possible? And then on the invader player turn, I'm going to be thinking, okay, how can I give these heroes as hard a time as possible? Now, there are a number of cards in this game and in games like it, or mechanics, that will have one player interrupting another player. Like the enemy player might be interrupting the hero player at some point. And I've basically removed those cards from the game because I didn't want to try and divide my head that much and be thinking during my Marine turn, okay, I'm going to try and help the Marines win as much as possible, but there's a little part of my brain that's waiting to, so I try to limit the game as much as possible so that heroes aren't interrupting bad guys aren't interrupting heroes, and I can just kind of segment my brain a little bit more like that. Now, there are some cards that are going to have you do things during another player's turn a little bit, but I tried to minimize that. We're just going to kind of see how this works out. So let's see here. I'm going to pick a different skill card for my Marines, but I first need to run up, because I'm doing this just intermittently throughout the day because I still need to be a dad. I still have work things that I need to get done. One of the things I need to do right now is make sure that my oldest is awake and getting ready for school. So I will be right back. Okay, thank you for your patience. Now, let's take a look at our skill card options. So we got marksman, no, sniper. When attacking, you may trace line of sight through other figures, both friendly and enemy, and blocking obstacles. That's cool, but not closed doors. In addition, when you make an aimed attack, you may ignore any dice showing a miss result. Okay, that's a maybe. Special ops, no. Recon. When moving, you may pass through enemy figures and blocking obstacles, but not closed doors. You must still end your movement in. So that would be kind of cool. So I can sneak through vents. That's a maybe, I guess. I don't know. No, I really don't. I haven't found that super useful. Perfect aim, no. Ground assault, no. Another marksman. Crack shot, alert. Oh no, I'm not using guard orders. Guard orders is something that allows you to do an interrupt attack on the hero's turn or on the invader's turn. The hero can do like an attack right in the middle of his turn. So I'm not even using that ability, which does, put my heroes at a bit of a disadvantage to not have that ability. So I'm trying, the balance is going to be wonky and a little off, and we're just going to see how this plays out. But thankfully, there are some rules that I can choose to employ if things are looking just ridiculously easy for the heroes. Killer Instinct? No, that doesn't even sound right. Survival Ops. You start the game with 3 extra wounds. No, he's fairly vulnerable. Danger Sense. You are immune to the I think it's called Watchful ability. In addition, invaders cannot spawn within 4 spaces of you regardless of line of sight. That's a maybe. Careful. The invader player cannot play event cards immediately before or during your turn. Oh, he's not going to do that anyway, I think, typically. Lean and mean, no. Officer. Oh, wait a minute. This is kind of buffing other characters. You and all Marines up to 3 spaces away gain 1 extra range and 1 extra hit. I can see that. That thematically makes sense for Rand because he's really kind of a support guy. That's a big maybe. I'll have to remember that though. I've never played with that before. Oh wait, tactician. When you choose to ready, you may both move and attack. You may then place your order on another Marine instead of yourself. You may not place an order on a Marine that already has one. That sounds cool, but I don't think I'm ready to wrap my brain around that. That's a significantly kind of different way of thinking about this game. Tech op. Doors, but not airlocks adjacent to you, cannot be opened or closed without your permission, although they still can be destroyed. In addition, the jammed and dud event cards cannot be played on you or any Marine up to 3 spaces away. Dude. Oh, jammed. I'm not using jammed or dud. Those are kind of interrupt cards. So thematically that's really cool, but not the best for a solo game. Let's see here. No, big guy's not right. Assassin is not right. Efficient killer's not right. Okay, so let's see here. Let's not do danger sense. That doesn't seem quite right. And I like this recon thing. I mean, Rand is kind of a sneaky guy. Pass through enemy figures and blocking obstacles, but not... I remember I played this game with my dad once, years ago, and he chose the recon ability, and he was the only Marine. And he was able to just walk through the entire game. This ability is entirely broken. It totally breaks the game if you're just playing with one Marine player. And that might even be an option in the rules. I can't remember. But ever since then, I've been like, okay, it's got to be a minimum of two Marines, and only one of them can have recon. Because in order to finish the mission, all Marines have to get out the exit door. But if you have this ability, then you don't have to fight the big boss at the end of any of these things. And there's often a big boss of some kind at the end of all these quests. And I'm like, what the crap? That's terrible. So it just made for a lame experience. He was just darting around the board, not fighting anybody, and he got out of the whole mission. It was, super unsatisfying. But cool when you've got one character using this and that can kind of move around and stuff. Even so, though, I don't know. You know what? I do like recon. I think that'll be easier to keep track of, too. Even though I like this support thing of officer, I'm going to go with recon. I think it fits Rand's interest in staying out of combat unless he absolutely needs to. So that is how we are going to play today. And if you are watching this live, we're only going to have a chance to really kind of get this game started about 35 minutes from now. A timer's going to go off telling me that I need to take my son to school. So I'll take just about maybe a 45-minute break to do that, and then I'll be back to play. Okay, so let's give you an introduction to this scenario. If I can find it. Okay. Man, I can't believe that. I don't even remember on what basis I bought this game. Because YouTube really wasn't a thing back in 2000... Say, it came out in 2004. So like 2005, I don't know, YouTube, it was probably around then, but I think it would have been just getting started. It wasn't a common thing at all to have like... I think I probably read some written reviews, but I didn't get a chance to like see it played. There's so much more that I would want to see and understand about a game before buying it than I saw and understood about this game. But I think the description alone and the fact that, you know, the components looked really cool was enough for me. Hey. Okay, so, mission briefing. This is just kind of like the flavor text at the beginning, and also kind of gives you an idea of what you're supposed to do in this mission. It says, you're sitting in a lounge in Sector 5 when it happens. I think you're supposed to be on Mars, if I'm not mistaken. First, the lights flicker for a moment. Then the power dies, and the red backup lights snap on and begin to hum. Off in the distance, you hear first one scream, and then several more in quick succession. Panicked voices begin cutting in on your radio headsets but are drowned out by a general announcement. Red alert! All UAC personnel be advised. There has been a Code Red security breach in the Dimensional Gateway Research Facility. We are initiating lockdown procedures as described in Section Alpha 42F of the UAC Emergency Manual. All personnel are hereby granted full weapons clearance for purposes of self-defense. All in all, not a good start to your stint in security at the UAC Mars base. Yep, Mars, okay. You haven't even had a chance to find your room, much less explore, and the scientist who was supposed to give you the guided tour never showed up. Even worse, the lockdown procedure mentioned in the announcement means that the Union Aerospace Corporation is abandoning the Mars base. If you don't make your way to a shuttle base soon, you'll be left behind with little chance of rescue. Unfortunately, the shuttle bays are on the other side of the base, and you only have a vague memory of the maze of corridors and rooms you walked through to get to the lounge. Looks like you're just going to have to hope that whatever's between you and those shuttles isn't too dangerous. All right, scenario goals. Because of the lockdown procedures, certain doors in the base have been sealed. You will need to, you'll need to find the red security clearance key, which is right here. You'll need to find the red security clearance key and use it to exit through the red security door. You must accomplish this before I score 6 frags. Now, normally this is the invader player reading this. A frag is when a Marine is killed. That's a frag. In addition, each time I draw the last card from my deck, I get 1 free frag against you as the shuttles threaten to leave. So I'm going to be keeping track of our 6 frags by using this red die that I've got out on the board. So right now we got 0 frags, but once we get to 6, I could probably change that to a 6-sider. Maybe I'll do that in a second here. Let's see here. Yeah. You begin in the lounge. The room next door contains several weapons lockers where you can arm yourselves. The red security door is in the northeast corner of this sector, but you'll need to find someone or something with high enough security clearance to open it before you can get through the door into Sector 4. All right. So, and then there's area descriptions and things like that, but I won't bother looking at those until I actually enter the appropriate area. And yeah, let me go ahead and just swap out. Oh, I remember why I chose this 10-sided die, because it has a 0 on it, and I don't have that on a 6-sided die. So I will just actually keep using that die. All right. So let's start taking our turns here. Oh, I got some health tokens that spilled a little bit. All right, so we will have... I've kind of got these... let's see, so green. Ran is the green one. And I will have him go first. So, let's see. He can move... Oh, how many spaces can they move? Let's see here. I gotta remember this. I got a quick reference sheet that I kind of printed up. Okay, they can move 4 spaces. If they can sprint, unload, advance, or ready. Sprinting, that's moving 8 spaces. Their base movement is 4. Unloading is they don't move at all, no movement points, but they can attack 2 times that turn. And advance is move up to 4 spaces, make 1 attack during the turn. And then ready is to either move the 4 spaces or attack, and then also place one of these orders. Let me look at that healing thing, just so I can have that in mind, how much that heals me. Oh, here. Different reference sheet. Heal. Okay, here we go. Heals 1 wound. Oh, just 1 wound? To medic or an adjacent Marine. It's discarded immediately if used at the start of the Marine's next turn. Boy, that is not near as effective as I remembered it being. Okay. All right, so Rand's going to go first. I will just have him, I think, move. And I'm thinking right now that I'd like to have him pick up not necessarily a ranged weapon, because he's, I don't know. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Well, yeah, a ranged weapon, definitely, actually. So we've got, what is this weapon here? This is a machine gun. So I'll have him pick up that. And I believe they don't have to end their move to pick up a thing. I think they just have to pass through to pick up things. So let's see, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm playing with a rule that allows me to get one of the type of ammo that the weapon needs. Automatically comes with it when you pick it up. That's not in the base rules. But you know what? I'm not going to tell you every time I'm breaking a rule on purpose or on accident, because on accident I won't know, and on purpose, I don't know. It's just going to be kind of cumbersome. So I might now and then, but it'll be very inconsistent. So again, don't watch me to understand how to play this game. There are certainly some other videos, better videos for that purpose on YouTube. So let's see. I'm going to put this... I guess I'll just put this here. There's not really a spot on their equipment bin here. There is for ammo, so that's good. So he has that weapon. So let's see. I was here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I think he's good on ammo. Let's go 6, 7. I guess I'll just stand right here and just be ready to go into that room. So I'll flip his token so I know that he's gone, and now Vincent is going to go. Gosh, I need to look at their skills again, remember what their special things are. When you choose to advance, you may move 8 spaces instead of 4. Oh, okay. When you choose to sprint, you may move 12 spaces instead of 8 and receive a dodge order at the end of your turn. Okay, I've got to remember that. Can pass through enemy figures and blocking obstacles, but not doors. Must still end your move in an empty space, and then the medic thing. Okay. All right. Okay. Remember, Paeter. Remember. And then can attack twice when he advances. That's really cool. And then the other things are just kind of static. I don't even need to remember those. That's just extra health and extra armor. So, all right. Good. Good. Okay, so now it is Vincent's turn, and he's going to, I think he's also going to sprint. So he'll go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, maybe I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do that. I don't want to dilly-dally too much. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to pick up the shotgun and the ammo. 5. Picks up that. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and I guess I'll be done there. Now the invader player. Over here I've got my hand of invader player cards. And what I'm going to try and do is, let's see here. Yeah, these should all be things that I'm able to do on my turn. I can have a max. I draw 2 invader player cards every turn. My deck is way over here. It's not taking up space, but my deck is over here. And when, so it's a pretty hefty deck. They've got, this doesn't mean when I get through this deck that the quest is over and the heroes lose. Again, it's 1 frag. And when they get a total of 6, then they lose. So there is a timer for this game, but I don't find it to be. Well, no, I guess there have been plenty of times where the players do seem to feel under the gun toward the end. But anyway, so I'll draw 2 cards, and then I'm just going to try and activate these as quickly as I can. Now, in order to spawn a monster, I have to be outside of line of sight. I think spawning. I'm trying to remember how. Oh yeah, spawning. Okay. The invader player may spawn 1 card. May play 1 spawn card, taking the invaders shown on the card and placing them on the board. Can't be placed in line of sight. Other invader figures do not block line of sight, otherwise a figure cannot be placed. Okay, there's some card that limits specifically how many spaces away you can spawn something, but that's not normal. Normally, as long as they're out of line of sight, then I can spawn them. So I think what I'm going to do here, let me see if I have any cards that involve playing before my turn starts. Now, I did just get Jump the Gun. I got 2 copies of Jump the Gun. Play immediately before a Marine takes his turn. Choose up to 3 invaders and move those invaders a number of spaces up to their movement speed. Now, normally you have the option, this is when you may play the card. But the way I'm going to do it in this solo run is, provided I remember, I will automatically play this card immediately before a Marine takes his turn. The first opportunity, I will play, cards that trigger in this way. But let's see here. Play when you activate an invader. Play at the start of your turn. Until the start of your next turn, Marines cannot trace line of sight farther than 4 spaces away. Oh, I definitely am going to play this, because this allows me to spawn enemies closer to them. So yeah, the lights go out. And I think... Are there any other start of turn cards I want to play? Remove 1 door. Well, I can't do that because I can't remove a door that leads to an unrevealed area. Play immediately after declaring an attack, but before... Okay, so I could do that maybe in a second here. So right now, I'm just going to spawn these guys, and I can spawn all of these 4 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as long as I am... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So as long as I'm right here and back, I can spawn these guys. Oh my gosh, we are getting right into it. So we'll do the zombie and the trite. Oh, that's right. I was going to do this. See, down here I've got these expansion enemies, and in this player aid, it gives equivalency for the new monsters to the old monsters. And so each time I spawn, normally it gives the invader player the choice of what they're going to spawn, and I don't want to do that because I don't want to get bogged down in again trying to segment my brain. So instead, what I resolved, if I remember, is to roll a 6-sided die every time I spawn a monster, and on a 1 through 3, I'll spawn the monster listed. On a 4 through 6, I will spawn the equivalent from the expansion. So let's see what actually gets spawned here. Zombie. No, we don't put the zombie out. We put the zombie commando out. Oh man. Trite. We will put the trite out, and then imp. We will put out, instead of the imp, the revenant. Let's see here. Where's that revenant? Here we go. Right, like that. Okay. So now the monsters have been spawned, and before Marine takes his turn, no. Okay, so I can put that card in the discard pile, and then I think I've got these cards here now that I can use. Play when you activate an invader, double the invader's movement speed for this activation. I don't even know if that's going to be necessary. Let's see, the zombie can move... Oh, the zombie commando. He can only move 3 spaces, but he's got a ranged attack, unlike the normal zombie. Let's see here. The trite, he'll be able to get there. And the revenant also has a ranged attack, so I think I'll just stick with their normal movement this time. Surprise attack, though. This could be useful. Play immediately after declaring an attack, but before rolling any dice. If any Marine targeted by this attack have a dodge order, cancel their ability to force a reroll. Otherwise, it's an aimed attack. Okay, so that's cool. All right, well, let's do that then. So we'll start. We'll have the zombie commando move because in this game you roll to see if you don't have a static range on your weapon. You have to get the right number of range points in your attack roll in order to hit your target. So I do want to try and close the distance between us. So 1, 2, 3, and I'll go ahead and attack Vincent back here. I only have to get a range of 2, 1, 2 to reach him. And then looking here, the zombie commando gets 1 red die and 2 green dice to attack. So 1 red, 2 green, and let's see what we get here. All right. So all the numbers here are my range, 2, 4, 6, so I have plenty of range there. And then for each bullet, that's a hit. And so he got 4 hits on him. And looking over at Rand's armor, he has 2 armor. So he's going to take 2 damage, 2, 4. And so he's going to lose 2 health. Already getting hurt. So that's that invader. And I forgot to play the surprise attack card, dang it. So let's see here. I don't think I would have wanted to re-roll any of that anyway. So that's that invader. Oh, I forgot to flip my... I gotta remember to do that. Flip to my X, so I remember which of my Marines is gone. Now we'll have the Trite go. The Trite has a movement of 5 here. Let's see here. Oh, my camera almost fell off the table. I gotta... This is a little bit tricky. Alright, let's try moving the legs instead. Alright, we'll see how well that works. Alright, so the Trite has a movement of 5. Let's go for Ran this time. Oh, wait a minute. That was Ran. No, that was Vincent. So Vincent actually was the one that got attacked just now. Dang it, I gotta remember this. Am I gonna remember that? Am I gonna want to think of Ran as the blue one? No, Vincent's the blue one. I can do this. I can do this, dang it. Your equipment bins have just a very light color outline indicating, which Marine they go with. So the green one here goes with Ran, the blue one here goes with Vincent. Okay, so let's see here. So that was 2, 4. So actually only 1 hit on Vincent because he has an armor rating of 3. So that's cool. So now the Trite is going to go for Ran up in the front. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he can attack diagonally. That was something I had to get used to in this game after playing Hero Quest, is a diagonal is considered adjacent. I'm not going to do the surprise attack on this one. The Trite is just not that great. Not worth doing a reroll on necessarily. So. Oh, but that would have been handy right now. If an X shows up on your roll, then the entire thing misses. So that was that invader, and now, am I going to be able to trace line of sight with this Revenant? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, he'll be able to get over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I will use surprise attack on him. So this is an aimed attack that I can re-roll any of the dice that I choose if I don't like the result. He gets a yellow, red, and green, and he also has an ability. I can remind myself what this ability is. Oh, Seeking. Oh my gosh, okay. So he has this one here, Seeking. Attacks do not need line of sight to the target square. Oh my gosh. Max range is 8 spaces. These attacks still cannot pass through a closed door or wall, but can pass through the blocking obstacles. Wow, okay. Well, he's still, I think, going to go for... he's going to go for Vincent in the rear there. So let's see how we do. Okay, so he got the range. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see these little bullet icons on here. That's not relevant for the enemy players, but it is relevant for the Marine players, and so I'll revisit that in a second here. So that's 4 hits. That's only going to do 1 point of damage. That extra bit of armor really is nice. And that, I believe, completes my invader's turn. Oh man, I should have... Well, no, I didn't need to do that. Charge, play immediately before Marine takes his turn, choose up to... Oh, so these are the jump the gun things. So I think I'm going to do that now. So we're going to flip my tokens back to indicate it's the Marine's turns now. And this says jump the gun. I'm going to have Rand going next. I think I'll just stick to that turn order, I guess. Play immediately before a Marine takes his turn. Choose up to 3 invaders and move these invaders a number of spaces up to their movement speed. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll do that, but I don't see a lot of advantage to it, except getting them closer to Ran. So, I'll move him there, though. That's going to mean that Revenant will have to be defeated before anybody can pick up that chainsaw. And I will have him move here. Yeah. Sure. I don't know if that's tactically advantageous to the invader players or what, but it does position them really well to be attacked by the Marines. But let's see. Still can't use that card. No reason to use that card. Okay, so now we're back into the Marines' turns, and yeah, I will have Rand go first, and he's the green one. He is going to, gosh, I have to adjust my mentality. Hey, good morning, Francisco. I have to adjust my mentality playing this game compared to Hero Quest. Hero Quest, you're not on a timer, and so you can kind of clear each room of monsters and very systematically move on and take your time. In this one, even though I'm tempted, like, I don't want to open this door and fight more monsters because I got plenty of monsters right here, but the monsters are just going to keep coming. And so I think in one sense the better way to play this game is to just shoot the monsters that are right in front of you that are getting in the way of your in the way of your goal. We'll see if that strategy works this time. But so do I want to have him sprint? I think he does get to, yeah, he does get to attack once if I have him advanced, and he can still move 8 spaces, and I don't think I want to have him get too far away from Vincent. Okay, so I'm going to have him advance. Yeah. I'm going to have him advance, which in his case lets him move 8 spaces, and he can still do 1 attack. So first he'll use 2 movement to open this door, 1, 2. And now we have access to this new area, so I need to put out the enemies that are on the board there that match the colors of the Marines that I have. If it's a white enemy, then you spawn it no matter what, no matter what. And then these, in order to balance the game for the number of players, I only spawn this red zombie if I have a red Marine out, and I'm not playing with a red Marine. This purple one matches the blue the blue player, and then one for the green player, and then you've got an imp over here. But again, I'm going to roll for each of these. So let's see. Will we in fact put a regular zombie out? We will. And so that's going to go here. And then another zombie. This time it'll be a revenant. And another balancing mechanic in this game is if you run out of figures to put on the board of the color that's being called for, then you're not allowed to put one out. You can move a figure like a zombie, say, if I've got all my zombies on the board already, you can move them from one location to another, but you can't, I just realized something. I think when you incorporate, this could be a good thing. I think when you incorporate expansion monsters into the quest, you're supposed to put them in and remove an equal number of their equivalent monster. Right now, I just have all of my minis out from both the expansion and the base set, and so that difficulty balancing mechanic is not going to be in play. But I suspect that there is possibly an inherent advantage that my Marines have because I'm playing it solo. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to give myself access to all of the minis that I have, at least of these 2 colors that I'm playing with, and we'll see how that goes. Like I said, a lot going on this week is very experimental. So let's see here. Oh yeah, I'm still spawning. So that was the Revenant that got put out. Now, is it going to be an imp down the hallway? It will not be an imp. It'll be another Revenant if I have one. I think I'm out of Revenants now. So, well, yeah, so I'll put an imp out. And this is going to get pretty crowded here. And then I also get to put out some ammo. Some rockets or grenades or whatever these things are. That'll be cool. I have to remember that like the grenades are usable on their own. They're not simply a form of ammo, but they can actually be used on their own and just thrown as a grenade. This is a health token, a med pack or whatever the crap, and you can't store these in your equipment bin. But as soon as you pass over them, they automatically get applied and restore some health. So that feels very video gamey, you know, like the fact that you can't hold it, you just touch it, and then it gives you, you know, the power up right then and there. Let's see here. That and the spawning mechanic, you can definitely sense some of the ways in which they're trying to simulate the video game experience. But I'm really like I really have no interest again in playing Doom. It's not my type of first-person shooter. I like some other first-person shooters, but Doom isn't really my thing. The game is so celebrated, especially as they rebooted them, you know, the one that just came out a number of years ago, and then Doom Eternal, which came out. From those who like those kinds of games, they just glowingly talk about them. And I did play the first one, and I keep thinking maybe I should give them another try, but I don't know. We'll see. If you are, you know, if you're thinking to yourself, "Ooh, gosh, Doom, it's dealing with demons and stuff," and I mean, should we be interacting with this kind of subject matter? I mean, like, you know, how should we feel about this as Christians? I've put 2 videos out on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/christiangeekcentral, and they're among my more popular videos that are dealing with that question. In fact, dealing with Doom in particular, like, should Christians play Doom? How should we feel about playing Doom? And one of those was produced when the original Doom was announced, and they were kind of showing some stuff about it at E3 that year. And the other one was produced as a review when I reviewed the game after playing the first 5 hours of it. So if you're wondering, you know, about navigating Doom or a game like this with these really dark themes, really like even demonic themes going on in it, then you can go to our channel and just search for Doom in the search field when you're searching specifically the Christian Geek Central YouTube channel, and both of those videos should pop up, and you can kind of get my thoughts on that. But okay, so I've spawned all of that. We're still in the middle of I think Rand's turn. All he's done is open a door. So he has 6 movement points left. Let's see here. I guess I'll have him go 1, 2, and he can move through enemy spaces with his recon ability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? You can actually finish your movement after making an attack. So he does get to do an attack. So actually, I'll stop here, and I will make my attack and then move my 2 more spaces. So I'm going to attack the Revenant because I think he's going to be a bigger problem for Rand. Rand moves pretty fast. The zombie might not be as big of an issue. We'll see. So that Revenant, let's see here. He's got the same body points and the same armor as a zombie. So, all right. So Rand, what is he going to be attacking with? He's going to be attacking with just the standard. Does all he? No. He's got the machine gun right now. So the machine gun gives him yellow, blue, and green dice to attack with, and it gets 2 extra range on it. So this... Oh, you know what? I'll just have him move the rest of the way then. Because, boom, boom, 1, 2... Well, no. I'll go here at least. So he's guaranteed to get the range now. And this is not an aimed attack. I just want to make sure. Alright. So that's pretty good for this weapon. Pretty good result. He already had the range, and then he's got 3, 4, 5, 6 hits on this guy. The Revenant has an armor value of 2. So 2, 4, 6, he's going to take 3 hits, which he only has 2 health, and so the Revenant is killed. And he is worth 1 kill point to my Marines. Let's see, is that supposed to be... I'm trying to remember if that's... I think it's... They share the kill points. Let's see here. Oh, each Marine must keep track of his total number of kill points. Crap. Okay. So, let's do it this way. I gotta do one for Ran, and then a separate tally for Vincent. Okay, so that does give Rand some incentive to still be in combat, if so much of the advancement in the game is based on killing enemies. All right. And then he was able to move one more space, maybe? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm going to move him. And that's the end of his turn. And let's see here. Maybe I can do just one quick turn for Vincent, and then I'll have to take a break and come back in about 45 minutes or so. So Vincent is going to... Do any of these guys have the Watchful ability? I have to make sure, because Watchful means that if you move in an adjacent space to an enemy, they get a free attack on you. It doesn't look like any of these guys have Watchful. So that is good. Let's move this over here so we can track with the action just a little bit better. Okay, so does he want that chainsaw that badly? I don't know. I feel like he's good on ammo. I think we just got to keep moving, dude. So he is going to advance, and that will allow him to attack twice. Let's see here. I think what I'll do is go... Oh, but he can only move 4. I've got spoiled by what's his dude's movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. He could go here. So while I'm here, why don't I... I'll attack the trite, I guess. And he's going to be using the shotgun. And the shotgun gets a red and a blue. Yeah. So let's see here. Got the range, and he got 3 hits there. And on the trite has a pretty weak armor. Yeah, just armor of 1. So each hit counts for 1. So that's plenty to take out the trite. And that's going to be 1 kill point for Vincent there. And now he will move 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he will blast this zombie. Oh, crap! He missed with the shotgun. Now, when you're playing in campaign mode, because your weapons are carrying over, they can they can basically break. So right now the weapon failed, it missed, and I think I'll miss. I think it's, yeah, I only have to worry about scatter effects on like grenades and other types of weapons like that. So I don't have to worry about scatter and it going somewhere and doing something I don't want it to do. It's just a miss, I think. But I do have to roll again. Whew. Okay, so I did not get a second miss result. If I would have gotten the 2 misses in a row, that second roll is just to check and see if the weapon breaks when you're in campaign mode. So it didn't break, but crap, I really wanted to take out that zombie. Oh well. So that is the end of his turn. And let's see, I guess we do have time maybe for the invader player to go. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. What do we got here? I got another darkness card, so that's cool. And then panic. Play at the start of your turn, choose and discard 1 marine order from play without effect. So this one I'll have to wait and trigger it when a marine order has been put into play. So let's see here. What else do we have here? Oh crap, I forgot to do jump the gun. I've really got to try and remember that. Let me just put this on Ran, so I'll remember to do that on his next turn. And then smash, I don't need to do smash right now. So it's just going to be kind of like standard attacking, I think, at the moment. But I got to do this fast. So, start with the zombie... What is it? Zombie... Oh, the zombie commando. That's so weird. He's going to attack... Let's see, he can move, too. So let's go 1, 2, 3. And then he'll attack Vincent. And he gets the range. 3 hits. So that's going to do 1 damage to Vincent. Now the Revenant here will go 1, 2, and he'll stop there. He's got the range, I think, without any problems. So he attacks with the Christmas dice and the yellow. Oh, crap! A miss! I guess I should be happy for... No, no, stay in the invader headspace. That's a bad thing that he missed. Crap! So he's done. The zombie is going to try and bite Ran. And then he's going to roll a red and blue. Dang. Okay, he gets 6. 2, 4, 6, and that's going to do 3 damage. Yikes. To Ran. All right. So that's the end of the invader player's turn. And oh wait, no, we got this imp here, so he can move. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's also going to attack with a yellow and blue. And I don't think he's going to get the range here. Does he have any static range? He has 1 static range, and then I just get 1 more, so 1, 2. So his attack does not make it there. So that's the end of the invader player's turn. I'm going to flip over my tokens here so that these guys are ready to take their turns. But I'm going to stop right now and take my my oldest to school. I'll be back in probably about, I would guess, 40 to 45 minutes. My aim is to restart at 9:15. It's 8:40 my time right now. So 9:15 my time right now. So, yeah. So I'll be back soon. Hang on, I do want to acknowledge one question here. Francisco asked, other than... Oh, it's hard to read from here. Let's see. Okay, basically he asks, other than... gosh, I should have made that just a little bit bigger. Where's my plus key? Okay, let me try this again. Other than maybe extramarital sex, are there any themes in games / movies that you think Christians should not engage in? Or is it dependent on individual discernment? And yes, need your deep thinking about this during a live stream. Email, what is that? Yeah, those are great questions. I do hesitate to try and answer that now. He says you can address it when you come back. Yeah, but the chat might disappear because I'm going to turn off the stream, and then when I come back, these comments might be gone. So I'll just make a quick comment on it right now. Yeah, I do think that is, all these things are really up to the individual. I don't think that as a rule there is content that we should not engage in, with the exception of, I would say, pornography, because I think unlike, that's just, I mean, engaging in pornography, it has its purpose. The only case I can think of where a person could engage in pornography would be in some very clinical sense, and it would be someone that is not going to be tempted by that. So, for example, a heterosexual woman looking at pornography that is intended for men for some clinical purpose, some ministry purpose, or something like that. But I'm even having trouble visualizing what that purpose would be, and so I think that something like that is something that just by its very nature, I can't really imagine a scenario where it's going to be good for a Christian to be looking at that in any way. But I'm sure there could be some exception that I'm trying to imagine right now. But as far as these other things, yeah, I don't think that we can say, like, as a blanket that, like, this kind of theme, this kind of content, Christians should not be interacting with. Yeah, it's an ongoing thing that we need to discern through, because for most types of questionable content, there are people that should not interact with that, But as a blanket rule, I don't think that we can get there from Scripture. What I think we see in Scripture more is a case-by-case discernment, individual by individual, type of thing. So, anyway, okay, yeah, now I have to go take my son. ChristianGeekCentral.com